Hey everyone, it's Ulister here once again, and welcome back to more Final Fantasy VIII. When last we left off, we had successfully liberated Balamb Town from the combined force of Galbadia, Raijin, and Fujin. And to be honest, it wasn't really much of a challenge, mainly because it was Raijin and Fujin. Anyway, our next task, as requested by Selphie, is to go and check on Trabia Garden. Because let's not forget, they were also the victims of a missile attack from Galbadia. Now, Trabia is located up here in the mountains. Well, I say mountains, but there's actually a beach not far from there, which is right here. Which is the path we will be taking to get there. So, let's head that way, I guess. Now, the easiest way to get there is to just follow the island around this way to the left. Say hi to the fire cavern as you pass it, because it's only polite. And then just head straight for this beach right in front of you. Once you get here, turn right, and Trabia Garden is located a bit forward of here in this little cusp area that I'm coming up to right now. Through here, and no, not into the mountain. God, can no one steer this thing? Do I need to give lessons? Says the guy who was actually controlling it just then, but never mind. Here we are at Trabia Garden, and you can probably see that already it's slightly destroyed. I'm not holding out much hope, really. It definitely seems to be the case, I'm afraid, Selphie. I don't know what to say. I mean, clearly their magical spinny thing isn't working, so things are kind of messed up right now. You know what, I can't really stop her. This was her old home, so it's kind of natural she wants to check it out. And we're just going to stand here and wait for her to come back. Nah, I'm kidding, let's follow her. Jesus, can you imagine how boring that would be? I wonder if anyone ever tried that, you know, just stayed where they were at the beginning, see if Selphie ever came back. There's got to be at least one person who's done that. Oh, hi guys. Oh yeah, she's running off. Can you see her in the distance? Yeah, we're missing Zhao, are you paying attention? I swear he's like half asleep sometimes. And I'm going to start calling you Sherlock, Irvine, because, seriously, none of us could have possibly deduced that she'd be in shock over this. I mean, wouldn't you be a little bit, you know, out of sorts if your garden was destroyed? Actually, saying that, he was from Galbadia, wasn't he? We should question him, because surely he would have known something. At least you'd think so. Balamb wasn't destroyed, man. The town wasn't even scratched. You have no idea how Selphie feels. You are a terrible empath, seriously. Oh, it seems that there are people alive here. Color me surprised. I would have figured that with a direct hit like that, everyone would be in several pieces by now. You know what, we'll be kind. We'll say that she's been, well, a great help. You know, there are times like this when I wonder why I bother, because clearly Squall can't win no matter what he does. If he becomes a jerk, people call him out on it. If he tries to be nice, they're all like, where the hell is Squall and who the hell are you? You know? Anyway, around here somewhere there is a... There we go! There is another weapons magazine. Let's find out whose weapons we have in this one. There's quite a few I've got now, actually. This, like, makes the 5th or 6th one. Punishment looks almost identical to the Twin Lance, but it is lighter and more powerful. The only gunblade more powerful than this is the Lionheart. So this essentially is Squall's second best weapon. Urgi's here is the most powerful fighting glove, so that's Zell's ultimate weapon. We need Adamantine, Dragon Skin, and Fury Fragment. The only one that's going to cause an issue there is Fury Fragment. It's possible, but we might have to leave it to later anyway, when it's easier to get. The Cardinal is the latest line of projectile weapons, although this is not the ultimate weapon for Rinoa. I think this is her second best one as well. I forget what her best one's called, but it's not this one. We can actually get all of those as well. All of those components are actually quite easy to get. Save the Queen is the most powerful weapon in the world, which means this is Quistis' ultimate weapon. So we have 2 second best weapons and 2 ultimate weapons, but we're not getting this one just yet, because that would involve fighting Malboros, and fuck that for now. Seriously, if any of you have ever fought Malboros before in a Final Fantasy game, you already know that unless you are completely prepared, they will mess with your day in a way that you cannot even imagine. So we're going to leave that for now until we're a bit better equipped. And instead we're going to head over here towards the back, well, the other back of the garden, to find a zombie draw point, which is kind of fitting considering we're in a cemetery. And then just to the left of here is another magazine, this time Timber Maniacs. I forget how many of those we've got and how many are left to go. They're not numbered, and there's no way you can check which ones you've got without going back to the garden and effort. So let's just talk to a few of these people. This guy seems to think that we're actually from Trabia. I can't say I blame him. Maybe he's just confused or something. I hear missile blasts tend to have an adverse effect on people, and not in a good way. Now, we're supposed to head to the left here to get to the basketball court, but adventure time. Let's head to the right instead. There's not really all that much here, to be honest, except for this screen, which is actually just slightly a little bit broken, maybe. And you're not going to get much from it, but after these guys start hitting in the code number, there's a brief flash of a student's ID page, and it's actually Selphie's. Now, there's no way to actually properly view it, because even if Selphie is with you, when you view it, she doesn't let you watch it. She just, curses you out or some such, so you're not going to get much from here anyway. This is what happens when you press X repeatedly, for no reason. You end up going through the same thing again. Nothing changes. It's a shame we don't have Zell here with us. I'm pretty sure he'd be able to get into it. I should have brought Zell with me. Crap. Oh well, never mind. It's not that important anyway. Can you say anything different? Oh, apparently I was talking to you in the first place. We're the tech squad. Then why do you suck so much? If you're the tech squad, fix that screen. You are terrible at your jobs. Both of you. What's going on here then, I wonder? Who cares about a teddy bear? There are more important things to worry about right now. He's probably a lot more hyper as well than your average bear. That's a creepy thought. Mr. Bear watching over you secretly. Yeah, not sure I want that bear anywhere near my kids. Are you done here? I kind of want to get on with the story. Alright. Over to the basketball court we go. Wait, this isn't the basketball court. Okay, no, I'm sorry. Okay, look. I don't care what this says. I don't care how it's pronounced in Final Fantasy X. I will always say Chocobos. Okay, you can say Chocobos as long as you want, but I'm always going to say Chocobos. Because I'm British, damn it, and we just have a thing about pronouncing things differently from the rest of the world. You know, kind of like how America says puma, we say puma. America says jaguar, we say jaguar. America says spider, and we say hellspawn. Okay, I'm lying, it's actually spitter. We're leaving as soon as... That's also a joke, we do pronounce it spider. I'm not bullshitting you or anything like that. Well, I can't imagine they would invade. I mean, as far as they're concerned, Trabia is destroyed, and everyone here is dead, so there'd be nothing to invade, surely. Or is that just me? Oh well. Okay. Well, what's the question? Right, okay. Over to Zal. Oh, I know this one! To get to the other side. Oh. Oh, wait, you're not telling a joke. Never mind. I'm gonna just shut up now. Ooh, awkward. You're not far from the truth there, Zal boy. You're not far from the truth. Inviting school back to the past? I'd say that's being exceptionally polite. I was forced back there, bitch. I didn't have a say in the matter. Just walking along, minding my own business, then suddenly... Dream world. It happened to you as well, I'm sure of it. Okay, Irvine's last. You know, there's... Like... That's just... No. That's not your priority right now. Or at least it shouldn't be. Oh! Jesus, finally. Why did you bring this basketball with you, anyway? Yeah, good one, Irvine. Nice going. Shit, that actually worked? Hell, I can do that. Well, we're going to anyway. It's not like we were going to leave you behind. Oh god, what's she gonna say? Ugh. Actually, yeah, there is another way. Let's see here. Someone could try to sneak up behind the sorceress and give her some kind of Odin bracelet, which is designed to suppress her magical powers. If someone can successfully do that, then yeah, I'm pretty sure the sorceress will be out of commission, and we can just do whatever. Oh, wait, you already tried that, didn't you? Yeah, how did that pan out again? Remind me how that, how that went. Did it work? Did it? No, it didn't. Shut up. This isn't one of those things where you can just keep trying the same thing over and over and expect different results. That's insanity, woman. Okay, at this point the Squall seems to be doing a JD impression. Going off into his own little world. Yeah, she kind of has a point, You can't just keep thinking things in your head. She's not a mind reader. I know that'd be freaky as all hell. That is actually a good point. Both now and on Disc 1, at the end of Disc 1 when they went to fight the Sorceress. When it came to, to the President, she was all for, violence in the workplace and things like that. When it comes to the Sorceress, she doesn't want to kill her. She wants to just, I don't know, knock her out or something with chloroform or something. I don't know. Renault was a bit of an odd one, is basically what I'm trying to say. Oh shit, she's gone deaf as well. Have we got a potion for that? Yeah, we're fine. Oh, you were talking about in the future. Huh, never mind. Now, this is the part in the game where I get a little bit sad. Not because the plot exposition coming up is overly depressive or anything, but because I just don't really like this part. I mean, there's some parts of the plot coming up in this sequence now that I'm okay with as a whole, but the explanation for other parts is just no. I mean, to be honest, it feels shoehorned in. Like, they got most of the way through the game, development-wise, and then they thought about putting this in, you know, as an afterthought, like an added thing that they wanted to include. But they couldn't quite work out the best way of how to implement it, so they came up with this. And it's not brilliant. I feel like they could have done something a little bit better here. But basically, the entire gist is, I'm actually going to speed this up as well, so it goes by a little bit faster. The basic gist of this is, Irvine decides to remind everyone here that with the exception of Rinoa, everyone went to the same orphanage together, including Cypher and including Alone. Now, Alone was a couple of years older than everyone else, so they all looked up to her, and she did her best to look after them, to make sure they didn't accidentally, you know, kill themselves or something. So they all called her Sis. Yeah, the same Sis that Squall was pining for in one of his flashbacks a while back. Not only that, but the woman who was in charge of them all, their matron at this orphanage, her name was Adea Kramer. Sid's last name is also Kramer. Adea Kramer is Sid's wife. And as we all know, thanks to Norg, who is never going to be in a game ever again, Sid's wife is the Sorceress. Yes, their old matron has now become the Sorceress for some reason, which has yet to be explained in the game. It is eventually, but not just yet. Now, see, I don't have a problem with that. I'm fine with all of that. If they want to try and tie all of the characters in together in some way, you know, giving all of the player characters some kind of connection in their past, I'm fine with that. I'm okay. If they want to try and tie in the current big bad as well, you know, to give them all a connection, to make them want to doubt killing her, that's fine. I'm okay with that. My problem comes from how they explain the fact that only Irvine remembers this. Because don't forget, before Irvine said anything, everyone else had completely forgotten about the orphanage. And like I said, this is the part that I take the biggest issue with. And here it comes. The reason why everyone else has forgotten, except for Irvine, is because of the Guardian forces that they use. Apparently, because the GFs kind of store themselves in their brain or whatever, they choose to rest in the part that holds memories. And because Balamb Garden is the only garden that uses GFs, then it kind of makes sense that students not from Balamb will not have these memory issues. Which explains why Irvine can remember this place. Because he's only been using GFs recently, so they haven't really had time to wipe his memory. But now see, here's a loophole. And you're gonna be thinking about it at the same time as the game does. And that is, Selphie came from Trabia. They don't use GFs in Trabia. Selphie has also only recently been using GFs. So why doesn't she remember any of this? Well, that's explained away quite simply. Basically, when Selphie was younger, she was out killing monsters, being a badass, and she found the GF in one of the monsters. So she used it. She junctioned it to herself. But that was a long time ago, and she's forgotten this GF's name. She no longer has it. Convenient, isn't it? Yeah, funny. But yeah, that's the biggest issue I have with this. And it's what makes it feel shoehorned in. I mean, do you remember, like, way back? We're talking way, way back. Around about the time Cid gave Squall that lamp that Diablo was in. One of the Garden faculty members said something along the lines of, don't listen to anyone who speaks ill of the GFs, you know, don't listen to any critics, they're talking rubbish, you know. He says something like that. It's the only time it's mentioned in the game, prior to this point. You know, it's like, when they decided to make the GFs the cause of their memory loss, they figured, well, we've got to kind of reference it somewhere in the game. So, let's make one guy say it one time. That'll do, that's close enough. When really, the best way to do it would have been to not only have this one guy mention it, but also when they went to Galbadia, you know, they could have had someone there say something as well. You know, maybe not one of the NPCs as such, but they had that announcer person saying things over the tannoy. You know, they could have said something about the GFs, you know, about, well, criticizing the GFs, painting them in a bad light. They could have done anything else. Anything more than just that one guy saying something as an offhand comment. You know? Anyway, that's why I don't like this section. Because, like I said, fair enough, give them a connection to when they were younger. But don't just explain it away as easily as that, with no prior basis for it, or at least no substantial basis for it. And for God's sakes, if there's a loophole in your game because of one character, Selphie, don't just use some stupidly simple reasoning. I mean, it's bullshit when you think about it. You know, I mean, well, why doesn't Selphie remember? She's never used GS before coming to Balamb. Oh, well, actually, I did use one time for a while. I can't remember what it was called, though. He must have taken my memory of his name. What an asshole. God, what a jerk. Yeah, it's just no. Just no. But that's the only gripe I have about this game, to be honest. Anyway, now that that rant is over with, let's get back to our fun time, happy, joyous game. Yay! And now it's snowing, which makes sense because Trabia's up in the mountains, let's not forget. It's in the north end of the world. It only makes sense that there is snow here. I mean, there is tons of the stuff outside. Anyway, enough about the weather and on with the plot. They've decided that the best thing to do right now is to go to their orphanage, to go back to Adea's house to see if there's some kind of clue as to why she turned out the way she has. Because from their memories of her when she was their matron, she was kind, warm, and generous. And now she's this evil bitch who wants to enslave the world. I mean, what the hell happened? Is it the Cid's fault? Did he do something to her? Well, there's only one way they're going to find out, and that's by going to her house. Or at least her old house. I don't think she still lives there. That'd be kind of, you know, easy otherwise, wouldn't it? They just go there, see that she's there, then they take care of her on the spot. Game over. Yeah, well, you do. Deal with it. Ah, now for the age-old question of who do I take with me? I haven't used Zell for a while, I guess. But, Rinoa and Selphie already have the junction set up. So I might just take them, because it saves effort. But I'm going to leave it there for now anyway. We're going to carry things on in the next video. So until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.